my brothers and sisters, I'm extremely happy to be here today, and indeed very proud, especially when I see so many young people, and our elders, and veterans, and all of you who are here today to support this noble cause. Thank you. It is only by working together that we can make First Nations poverty history. We want this day of action to reach out to all Canadians, to reflect who we are, and to give you a better idea of what our lives are like. It is not a day of anger or violent confrontation. That being said, we know that there are many of our people who are angry and frustrated at the way we've been treated here in our own lands. We acknowledge that anger, and we share in that frustration. When the Europeans first came to this continent, our ancestors extended a helping hand to them. They welcomed them. They guided them in their travels and helped them make a life here. They taught them how to survive the winters, how not to starve, how to use the resources of this great land. Now, we need your help. We are asking for your understanding and full acceptance of who we are and what we represent. We want to survive on our own by having the terms of our agreements with Canada honored. We want our people to be treated with dignity and respect. We are looking for the basic necessities of life that come with being Canadian. Clean drinking water, decent housing, education, and health care. We are looking for equality of opportunity so that we can get good jobs and support ourselves and our families. We are looking to control our own destinies. Improving our lives will not only be good for us, First Nations people, it will be good for Canada. Until now, we have worked very hard to reach fair agreements in a peaceful and honorable way, and we will continue to do so. And we've made progress. First, the residential school tragedy is finally being dealt with after decades of hard, painful work on the part of those who lived through the experience. Part of that settlement agreement is a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Once it starts its work later this year, it will give all Canadians the history that has been hidden from you for so long. This is good for Canada. A nation must come to grips with its history, both the good and the bad, to truly understand its identity and the meaning of its citizenship. Understanding how and why successive governments tried to destroy us, our cultures, and our languages, in Canada's name, will go a long way towards creating reconciliation between us, making Canada a stronger country in the result. The federal government should make, no, let me rephrase that. The federal government must make a sincere and complete apology for establishing the residential schools. This is so important for us, so very important. A full, complete, and sincere apology would have a profound effect on our relationship with the government and with all Canadians. There is no good reason to prolong the agony. But let me be perfectly clear. We are not interested in recrimination. This is about reconciliation. We want to enable our people to forgive so that they can heal and get on with their lives in peace and dignity. Second, we've recently seen progress on the part of the federal government towards settling specific land claims. Whether it is because of a perceived threat of blockades or because of the negotiations we've undertaken for more than a year now, our relationship seems to have thawed in the last while. Yesterday, Premier Doer of Manitoba announced that his government there would set aside 1.2 million acres of land for unsettled treaty land entitlement issues. This is progress. It is encouraging. But we've also suffered many losses along the way. Many of the children who endured residential schools are now gone, never having seen the settlement agreement. Many of our parents and elders did not live to see land claims resolved. And of course, many students never survived to leave the schools. We need to acknowledge these losses. Often, it seems there is no time to mourn. There is so much left to do. Loss piles on top of loss. However, we are not alone. We take strength from all of you, from our families, and our many friends. And when I look around here today, I see many friends, so many friends, and I am grateful for that. The difficult issues we face compel us to action. We do what we do, not because it's our work, but because it's our life. You see, it's not about partisan politics. It's about clean drinking water. It's not about greed. It's about access to fair education funding so that our young people can look to a better future. It certainly isn't about power. It's about giving our children hope and a reason to live. A little girl died this week. She was one of the 27,000 children in care in this country, in state care, whose parents cannot look after them because of poverty and despair. She committed suicide at the tender age of 13 years old. She had lost hope. This little girl was my niece. And an even more unspeakable tragedy is that she represents so many more of our children who have lost hope, and this is not tolerable. This is intolerable. These are the things that should motivate all of us to pursue change. We, all of us here today, need to work for change. Take your frustration, use it for the better good. Channel it into words and actions that can make a difference.